Hello, it's Mrs. Glasson, and today's tricky words are lose and loose. And today, students, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. By way of consolidating and extending your use of the target words, we will use this thesaurus to learn some super synonyms and amazing antonyms. And I really am spoiling you today. As you can see from your workbook, there is also a feature on interesting idioms. Gosh, we have such a lot of fun to get through without losing any more time. Are you ready? Let's go. Lose is a verb meaning to not have something anymore or to be defeated, whereas loose is an adjective meaning not firmly fixed, or it can be a verb meaning to fire a bullet or arrow, etc., according to my dictionary. But more about that later. First, let's have a look at some lovely example sentences. Lose is a verb meaning to not have something anymore or to be defeated. So, for example, that team will lose the match. I don't ever want to lose my beloved dictionary. Number 3, were it not for Dante in my posts, I think I would lose many of my followers. Students, it's true. Whenever I use Dante in one of my posts, I get so many inquiries. He's just so popular. Take a look. What do you think? Now, as you can see in your Tricky Words workbook, we've come to the super synonyms and amazing antonyms, which I found in here. So I've lost one of my gloves. Students, you could say I've mislaid or misplaced one of my gloves. By now we had lost a lot of time, wasted or squandered. Our team lost 3-0. Oh dear. Our team was defeated, got beaten or suffered a defeat. Next, you'll remember loose is an adjective meaning not firmly fixed. The bolts were loose and Dante's collar is loose. In fact, students, it's so loose that it's completely come off. Gosh, I really must tighten it for him. Next, let's return to loose as a verb meaning to fire a bullet or an arrow. As in, he rapidly loosed a second arrow. She loosed an angry tirade against her team. That's the team that was losing. And even worse, students, she loosed her frustration in a torrent of abuse. And as you can see, my computer can't cope with this form of loose and has loosed some blue lines to alert us. So here we have some super synonyms and amazing antonyms. As promised, there are so many of them, students, which are going to help you to consolidate and extend your understanding of loose. And don't forget to do those exercises in your Tricky Words workbook. That's a surefire way of becoming more accurate with your use of lose and loose. And on the subject of the Tricky Words workbook, there are so many interesting idioms using lose and loose. Do you know what they mean? The answers and how to find them are of course provided for you, as you can see. And there is also revision of the literary term metaphor. So to lose your life, to lose the plot, to lose your way, to be at a loose end, or to be at a cannon. What do those interesting idioms mean? So I hope that has inspired you and you're going to go off now and be an independent learner, because you know how much I love that, and I always say independent learners are happy, successful learners. So if you don't know these idioms and that terminology, go and find out. My Tricky Words Workbook will guide you on your voyage of discovery. Those voyages of discovery which my video courses and workbooks are. With me, your trusty guide, leading the way and navigating you on your path to perfect spag and your way to exemplary English. Lose and loose. I hope you find that tutorial useful, and please don't forget to hit the pink subscribe button so you don't lose out on any more tricky words that I'm going to be letting loose upon you. And students, look for the different forms of lose and loose in your reading or when you're speaking, because that's the whole point, that you take what I teach you and you go out into the world. That way, these tricky words will become less terrifying and more terrific. They will stop tripping you up and they will start to help you on your road to success. In exams, in school, and in life. Always wonderful, sometimes tricky. English is amazing. See you soon.